This is a Your Last Resorts production.
And welcome back to the Your Last Resort podcast with your host, Brandon Lejean. It's the intro section of episode 106. This week, my guest was Joe McNamara, very hilarious comedian. We had a great time. It was a very conversational podcast. What I mean there wasn't a lot of structure. I mean, we talked about his time and his frat life at Texas State to, struggles of a comedian to just random ass shit. And it was a really funny episode, but one of those episodes where it's kind of nonsense. It's like the beauty and the madness. I think you guys are going to really enjoy this one. It was a good week for me. Made some money with my job, got, a little less financially broke, which is nice. I actually did not have any shows this week. The first time in a while that I haven't been on shows, just a week of open mics. It was good, but I'm just loving comedy this week. It's Sunday here. This week, I'm going to really try and fucking grind my ass off at mics. I got a huge show coming up on Friday in San Antonio. It's at my favorite club, the Blind Tiger, but I'm doing like a 15 or 20 minute spot on the 10 p.m. show and the midnight. There's some great names in Austin comedy that I'm honored to perform with. I'm hoping that I do well and maybe get on some of their shows, some of the better ones. So it's a great opportunity. Other than that, yeah, dude, life's just great. I'm happy. I've been watching The Walking Dead again, catching back up on that. If I have any listeners that watch The Walking Dead still, please reach out to me because I have no one to discuss it with because I don't think anyone in the world watches that show anymore. Still enjoying it. Other than that, guys, though, it's Sunday here. I'm going to go work on some writing, that kind of stuff, doing a political talk show tomorrow. I'm actually really nervous. I don't have a ton of political jokes, so I'm hoping I can kind of balance it out and write some funny ones in the next 2 days. Got some ideas, some concepts. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for listening. The two things I wanted to let you know, I discussed it at the end, but we had some complications with the restaurant and the film crew for the episode of Your Last Review. So filming's been pushed back 2 weeks. So the episode will probably come out a week or two later than I said. So expect like the end of April, maybe even like the second week of May after I'm done with all the chaos of my show. That will be on May 7th if you're in Austin at the Domain, Last Resort Stand-Up Comedy if you want to come check it out. Other than that, I thank you guys for listening. Rate, review, and subscribe if you can. It would mean the world to me. We're getting a whole bunch of new listeners, and I appreciate you. And hey, next week, I'm not going to say what it is, but if you go look at what the next Wednesday is, it's a very special holiday, and we're going to have a special themed episode for you guys that you guys can watch and celebrate your festivities with. Now, thank you guys for listening and enjoy the episode with my good friend Joe McNamara, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya. And welcome back to the Your Last Resort podcast with your host, Brandon Lejean. It's episode 106, and this week I'm joined by my very special guest, Joe McNamara. Thanks for doing the podcast, man.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, dude, of course. Yeah, I believe we met, I'm sure we met at a mic or something, but I feel like the first time we really met was at the we did a San Marcos show together, right?
Something like that.
It was,
probably.
We did the Jay's CBD Lounge.
Yeah,
Do you remember that show?
Yeah, I think we did it at different times.
We did it at different times.
I was asking you for advice on it. I'm like,
that's what it was.
Because I saw CBD Lounge and I'm like, what?
Yeah. Did they have a bathroom when you did that show?
Kind of. It was like in the green room, and it was one of those locks where like a medieval lock where you have to slide down. Like a 2x4 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
I
had fun. The guy who runs it's badass. He's come to like shows and stuff.
Dude, he's great. Yeah,
Fonte Galaxy.
Yeah, he's super cool.
He's so cool.
I remember when I did it, they were like, yeah, the bathroom's at the HEB around the corner, and I was
the mini one.
Yeah, I had to fucking walk down the street to the market to take a shit before a show. I was like, all right, this is interesting. You are a Texas State guy, right? You went to Texas State. Where are you from originally?
Houston.
Okay. So you're a Texas guy, born and raised. Have you ever lived outside of Texas?
No, I was born in Colorado, actually.
Okay.
But only the first couple years of my life.
Fair enough,
yeah. I grew up around suburbs of Houston, essentially.
Do you remember Colorado at all or no?
No, I don't remember anything.
Just kind of a distant memory.
Yeah. It's just like that's what my birth certificate says.
Yeah, no, I get you. Yeah. So I wanted to go to Texas State so bad. I was because I played football and I wanted to end up going to Texas State, and it never worked out. But I remember I was like going into my second year of college at a junior college, and me and my buddy took a road trip out to Texas. Like we just had like a week off, and we're like, dude, let's fucking drive 2 days to Texas. We'll spend like 3 days, drive 2 days back. Yeah. And we went to Texas State, and I found the football facility, and I was like, I'm gonna go in, and I'm gonna like give them my tape and get recruited, and I'm gonna end up at this school. And I found the guy, and then me and this dude, the recruiting guy, argued for about 20 minutes about how tall I was. He comes in and he was just like, I'm like, hey man, I'm here to prove myself, like blah blah blah. And he's like, you're not tall enough, not big enough. And I was like, well, I mean, I'm 6'3", like 235. And he was like, nope, not true, not a chance. You're 6 foot at best. And I was like, what? No, like I swear I'm 6'3". He goes, you're 6'3", and you're 235. You're 6 foot 210. And we argued about it, and he's like, fine. And he took me down to the facility and made me do like the combine measurements where your like heels are up against
regulation,
all that shit. And exactly. Mad serious. And I was 6'2" and like a third. So
fuck this guy.
And he was like, fucking, I told you weren't 6'3". And I was like, no. You said I was fucking 6 feet tall. Yeah. When did this switch up happen? And then he like weighed me too. And I was the weight I said. And he was just like, well, I don't fucking know. We don't really need anyone right now. And I ended up not going there. Yeah. It was a very weird experience with this coach.
That's so weird.
Yeah. It was so like.
We need to figure out who this guy is.
I know.
He's probably the reason that Texas State's the worst in the Sun Belt. Fuck this guy.
There's no chance he's coaching for the school anymore. They've had some turnover. They're not.
That's
like you
funny
said, they're not a good football program. Yeah. They're the worst team in the Sun Belt normally.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
My freshman year, I know they were, and they were like, we're the best at being the worst. Let's get fucked up at tailgate. I'm like, okay, I was a freshman. I thought that's what college was. I didn't pay attention to the football. I paid attention to what's going on under the tailgate tent.
Yeah, no, you got to go like the real college experience.
Yeah, it was
big
great.
School. You were in a fraternity, right?
Yeah, I was.
What fraternity were you in?
Kappa Sigma.
Kappa Sigma.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
It's funny because like I went through your whole Instagram and I can like watch you like go through like metamorphic stages of frat bros through your Instagram profile.
I haven't thought of that like for people who start following me like for comedy who like see me at a show. I mean, I doubt a lot of people are like going like, oh, what was he doing in 2017? But there's like picture of me in like cutoff shorts, Beer Olympics and stuff probably, and they're like, okay, this guy's been on some shit.
Well, it's funny because like I looked at it and I went, and you're not. Some people have a ton of photos. Yeah, some people post a lot. Like you don't not post a lot, but you don't post a lot. So it wasn't like crazy to get to the bottom back of your photos, but it's funny because it's like I could see you like entering college and you still have like innocence, and then you like kind of start, the hair gets longer, less clothing articles and pictures. You're like
the shorts get shorter.
The shorts get shorter, more
the Wranglers
beers in your hand. Yeah. All of a sudden you had a dip in your mouth. And the next one, I'm like, oh my god, it was the full frat boy evolution.
Yeah,
and then it's funny because the same way that I'm sure you can go through my photos and watch me like go from like scrawny to football douche to football is life to then normal guy, like you go from like fucking creatine and Jaeger bombs to you're like, hello, nice to meet you, I'm the Joe that you know and love, and I'm like, okay, all right, there. But it's so funny to watch the fucking metamorphosis that happened.
That's cool.
Did you do you have any like crazy fraternity stories that you could share that won't get you in trouble or anything?
I'm not. I probably do, yeah. I mean, it's not like in the movie. I wasn't like partying every night. And there were guys like that were in the fraternity that, were just in the fraternity because they're like, oh, stereotypical parties and stuff. I mean, it was just cool having like a group of guys. I wasn't like best friends with all 100 people or whatever.
Course, yeah.
But I mean, there was always something to do, if that makes sense. Like if I was looking to go out, drink, not drink, whatever, there was always something to do. And that was something I valued a lot. I feel like I didn't. Like, when I first started doing comedy, I was, like, embarrassed to say I was in a fraternity. Yeah. Because it's like, oh, you paid for your fucking friends or whatever. Yeah, I'm like, I did. But a lot of these guys, like, come to shows I'm on, help me promote stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, shit, that's what it's all about. Like, that's dope.
No, dude, it's great because it gives you a group in a sense. It's so hard to just go anywhere new and make friends. You can do it, but when there's kind of like a group activity, a fraternity that gets you all in it, it's way better. It's also hilarious that stand-up comedians would give you shit for buying friends, because you know it's just as sad as buying friends, subjecting yourself to shitty open mics where people ridicule you and make you feel awful so you have friends. Because that's a big reason, like, all of our friends are comedy friends. I don't hang out with anyone in Austin besides my girlfriend that's not a comic. And we got all those friends by doing comedy, and most of us don't have other friends. So for us to be like, oh, that's how you get friends, it's like, yeah, dude, we're basically jesters to get friends. Like, we dance on stage and shit. So I agree. I think that's fucking very, very weird. But I agree with you, because the same way that you were like, oh, it gave me like friends and a group. That's like what football does for you, or any sport, or any like group, whether it's like women's rights group to a fraternity. It just helps you find like similar minded and interested people.
100%.
Because that's the hardest part, is like you kind of grow up with a group of friends. And they like whatever you like. You guys are sports guys, or video games, or you're outdoors, or whatever your guys' thing is. It's hard to go to a new area and be like, where are my outdoor bros at? Where are my sports guys? Because that's
a good point.
Everyone's different, so it's hard to just like. Do you ever think about, there's Bumble has like friends versions, like there's apps where they're dating apps that now have where you can find friends. Have you ever done that?
No, I haven't. I'm lucky. Like, since I went to Texas State, I have so many friends who would never like stand on a stage and tell jokes. That moved to Austin and stuff.
Oh, that's really cool.
So that's helpful for me. But so I feel like I have a good balance in terms of like people I hang out with that have nothing to do with comedy, and then like, guys like us who are, open mics, getting on shows here and there, trying to work the circuit as best we can. So I feel like I'm lucky in the sense that I have a good balance, which I only have because I went to school 30 minutes south of where I do all my jokes and all my shows, all my mics, everything, so it works out.
Because when I've talked about it on here before, but when I first moved here, it was so lonely, because like you said, you have friends that are close, so you can step outside of comedy. But when you're new in comedy, you don't have any friends. You feel like an outsider. You always feel like you have to prove yourself to people. You're trying to, like, the first couple months are like getting in any scene are like, okay, obviously you're getting better, but you're all the big thing is just like, hey guys, look at me, like I'm funny, I swear, I swear. And all you're trying to do is get like the better and like popular people in a sense to be like, yeah, he's funny, and then good. You're like, nice.
It's like being a pledge, being a first. That's I compare it to that with like my friends, because everyone wants to ask you, I'm sure if like you have people who don't do comedy, they're like, well, what's it like starting out? Like, it's kind of, all the guys who are in a fraternity, it's like, I kind of felt like a little bit of a pledge for a couple months, because they're like, oh, who's this fucking Slytherin asshole trying to tell everyone's calling me Malfoy. When I was a pledge, I was Malfoy. All this, like,
you do look a lot.
I know,
like it,
I know.
Striking. The thing though is like, do you take that as an insult or a compliment?
No, I don't. And I've worked the Malfoy stuff out to like, I probably have 10 solid minutes of Draco Malfoy material. And if I'm doing a set that's longer than 15 minutes or more, I'm going to get to it at some point, because it's inevitable. You know what I mean? If I'm doing 10 minutes on a show, I usually go a couple minutes without mentioning it. Hopefully no one goes, oh, fucking J.K. Rowling, Harry Potter. Then I'll get into it. And just from like talking to other comics and like people I respect, they're like, yeah, dude, fucking own it. I'm like, I will.
I'm with you, dude, because forget. I don't even know what the actor's name is, but forget the made up.
Tom Felton, bro. It's my boy.
Emma Stone. That's Emma Stone or Emma Watson. Which one is it? Emma Watson. Emma Watson.
Yeah, it's Watson.
Emma Stone is the
both good Emmas.
Yeah, good Emmas.
I would say
great Emmas. Yeah.
The father Emmas ever see this for some reason.
Emma Watson was in love with Tom Felton and thinks he's beautiful. So you can't. So that's all you gotta say.
It's worked in my favor.
Yeah, exactly. Emma Watson loves me. Fuck you guys.
Exactly.
Can't tell you shit, because there's way worse comparisons. Most comparisons are not flattering. There's kind of no in between. It's either a compliment or an insult with comparisons normally.
And then if it's like a good comparison, it'll be like, oh, you look like a watered down, a handsome guy. You look like I don't know.
Yeah, even then it's like a backhanded. They're like, you're the 99-cent version.
Yeah. Someone told me I look like the Walmart Ryan Gosling. I'm like, what? Like, that's the most fucking underhanded.
Yeah, Walmart's gross. Walmart, anything is gross.
I'm like, oh shit. I mean, I guess you can get me on sale, but fuck. All right. Fucking.
Yeah, I had this clip, like a stand-up clip, go a little viral on like TikTok, and a bunch of people started commenting what I looked like, and I got new ones. There were a lot of baseball players, and it was the few times where I was just like, okay, like I guess this kind of is in between. They're just like. Sure. An average looking dude, and I was like, yeah, they kind of look like me, so like cool, because normally it's Durs from Workaholics is a big one.
Oh, that's a good.
Don't laugh too hard at that one. That one tickled your fancy.
That's because I love Workaholics. That's a good one.
It's a good one. I also get Larry Bird a lot, which that one's.
I get that, dude.
Yeah, we get we're the
literally
Larry Bird guys.
Last weekend, Adishaw was doing Malfoy material, and this drunk dude wouldn't shut up. He's like, Celtics Hall of Fame champion, Celtics, and it like, took me a second to realize, because this dude was drunk and mumbling. I'm like, what the? Because I've gotten that in passing.
Yeah. And
I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? And then I realized, I'm like, oh shit, he's trying to say I look like Larry Bird. And then I just told him, like, dude, stand up right now. And like he stood up. I'm like, I just want to fucking slam dunk on you. Like, even this dude's girlfriend's like, oh fuck you, you shouldn't have been loud at the comedy show. I'm like, yeah.
There's always the hecklers.
So I'm keeping that one in my pocket for sure if that comes up.
That's a good response. Dude, I had a heckler the other day where I did not respond well, and it bro, That's the worst. I was doing Wild West Wednesday, the mic or whatever after, and it was Veterans Night. Ooh. And I'm doing a joke about like my girlfriend got hurt and fell off her bird scooter, and like at the start of the joke I'm like, oh, it was my 24th birthday. It was a good birthday, but it ended up in the ER, and everyone's like, what? And then I'm like, but my girlfriend ended up in the ER, not me. That's a W, right, boys? And then there's like normally some like scattered laughter, and this one guy goes, nope. And I was like, and some people laughed, and I laughed, and I was like, nope. And I go, sir, is your girlfriend holding a gun to your back? What's wrong? And he goes, I was bleeding out in Afghanistan. And I just looked I said, what? Wait, what? And he goes, bleeding out in Afghanistan. And I was like, because what you need to do is I need to go, did you just, like, I need to repeat what he said. Because no one heard what what he said. And instead I just was like, okay, well, I don't know what to say to that. And you win this conversation. So I guess we're done, dude. And then my set was just shitty after that. But yeah, dude, I was like, what does this have to do with anything? I'm talking about my girlfriend falling off a bird scooter, and he's like, oh, I bled out in Afghanistan.
It's like he was trying to big dick you, like, dude, really hard.
And after he says that, and then the next part of the joke, I'm like, she knocked her front tooth out and needed 7 stitches. And normally everyone's like, whoa, but they just heard this guy be like, I took bullets in Fallujah. And I'm like, jeez. The joke's over, dude. I fucking lost it.
Yeah, what do you do at that? Yeah, what do you do at that point? You just like thank him for his service and like hope he shuts up?
I literally did not know.
Was he right in the front row, or was he just some isolated?
He was the like frontest row, but you know the creek, you can only see the front row.
Yeah.
No one was in the front row, so he was in the front row, but the front row began in shadows, so I like couldn't see the guy's face either. It was just like a shadowy.
It could have been Slender Man or something.
I bled out in Afghanistan. Which, dude, he had to just be waiting to say that.
Yeah.
Had nothing to do with it was a joke about my birthday and my girlfriend falling off a scooter, and he was like, I want to talk to you about my war injuries.
Yeah. I feel like of the 90 minutes of comedy that was probably going on that night, there was probably 100 better opportunities for him to fuck up someone's set and be like, I bled out. And your girlfriend fell on a motorized scooter. Like,
I think I might have just, when I said girlfriend hostage,
I don't know what I would have done in that.
Triggered some shit, and he was like, I was a hot. And I'm like, no, sir. Like, I don't know. It was scary. It was. I wasn't like scared for like my life, but I was just like, I don't know what to say to you.
That's the worst.
He's a troop. Like,
you don't want to be disrespectful.
I don't want to be disrespectful, and. Like, if anyone's gonna Chris Rock me on stage, it's the guy who told me he bled out in Afghanistan. He's been through some shit. Like, nothing. I'm not gonna be able to stop him if he comes on stage.
Well, my girlfriend bled out on 6th Street. And he's like, all right, get the up there.
It was just, it was like, it just derailed. A joke that's supposed to, like, talk about, like, an injury and make it seem extreme is immediately just pushed away by that. And it was funny because, you know, all the comics hang out in the back, and I got in the back, and they were like, what the fuck happened up there? And I was like, what do you mean? They go, you were just like, what? Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, you win. And they were like, no one knew what the fuck was going on. I go, dude, he told me that he bled out in Afghanistan and was like mad at me. They were like, what the fuck, dude? And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. And they're like, I wouldn't know what to say either. And I was like, well, at least it was a fun bomb. Like, at least.
Yeah. That's the bad. Like, there's reason behind it, at least for sure. You're like, well, fuck.
I recorded it too, and I haven't listened to the audio yet. I'll listen to it before I put this episode out, and if you can hear it, I'll drop the audio in right now.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be funny.
He bled out, because you'll hear me just not know what to say, and I don't do a good job of handling it.
I feel like that's a mistake I make. Is it doesn't happen a lot, but if someone, like, I say something and they feel the need to comment on it, in my head I'm like, oh, everyone heard that.
Yeah.
But I'm probably the only, I mean, you know what I mean? No, you're higher than everyone. You're probably the only one who's truly hearing it. So you can just.
And I had to say what twice? Like, I did not hear him the first time.
Yeah.
So if I can't hear him, I'm sure other people can't hear him.
Yeah.
And it's just, you forget it. It's a good learning moment, though, because, like, obviously that's a good mic to get booked on other stuff.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I was mad
that Wednesday
because
time
I
at the Creek's awesome.
Yeah, I was like, I want to get booked on shit. I want to have a good set. Like, so I'm pissed. But the thing is because I'm so upset that I didn't, because I bet if I just went, you bled out in Afghanistan, everyone would have laughed, because everyone would have been like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
and I
like,
would have been like,
weird.
I don't know what to say to that. And everyone, it could have been such an easy response if I said it back. But now I think that'll teach me for the rest of my comedy career, if there's a heckler, to repeat what they say.
Yeah, so everyone has context.
Because now I won't
You have the
forget
microphone,
that.
everyone then has context. You're like, oh, shit. Somebody really just said that? Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, because the guy in the back can't hear. So it was a good moment. It was just, in the moment, I
wish I was there.
It was fun that a bunch of like comic friends were there to see it, because
that's the best.
Bombs suck, but because how long have you been doing comedy?
A little over a year.
Okay, a little over a year. Did you start out here in Austin? Okay, cool. Yeah. So I did 4 months before the pandemic. I'm like a little over 2 years in.
Hell yeah.
But I did, like, it was like, 4 months before the pandemic, and then I was in California, and then when I moved here in June, then I like really got going again. So in a sense, I'm like truly almost only been doing it like a year and a half, close to 2 years, with 7 months off. But I get it. Like, I still wrote bits during that. Thought of ideas, but there were no mics in California. Like, it didn't exist. So, when I first came here, bombing at even just an open mic was like the worst thing in the world. Like, I could do 3 mics in one night and have 2 good sets, but if that third one was a bomb at the end of the night, it would ruin my whole night.
Yep.
And I'm not saying that I don't care, because that would be ignorant. It's just, now I think that, like we were saying earlier, people know I'm funny. I've gotten people to be like, hey, he's funny. Like, I did the whole thing. And I have instilled enough, like, sets and confidence that I'm like, okay, I know I'm also funny. So when I bomb, I'm just like, this is part of it. Like, it sucks. It's still, like, even after that mic, I was like, this sucks. And I was bummed about it. But it does not eat me alive like it used to. Do you feel kind of the same way?
Yeah, I feel like if I'm trying out new stuff or unworked out stuff, as long as I'm able to leave the mic and be like, oh, well, that was just, where there was no punchlines there. It was just a fucking rough idea.
Yeah.
As long as I can, like, take something, even if it wasn't like, oh, man, that was as funny as I thought it. As long as I can take, like, some sort of note, like, all right, move this there, move that there, it's a win.
Yeah.
If I just go up and bomb and, like, maybe I didn't plan it out what I wanted to work on, then I feel like it's a loss. I'm like, fuck, man. Like, especially if you only have like 2 or 3 minutes at some of these mics. I'm like, well, fuck.
Because I'm not like, that pisses me off. It's like, that's what makes me more mad. Like you said.
Yeah, if I'm like lazy about it.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I didn't write any shit, so I go up and I'm doing like a half-thought idea, or if I would have just taken a second more to think this idea through, it could have been like a better joke. Because it's like, dude, never the first time you tell a joke is it just done. You gotta work on it. But it's like, I'll go, if you can go up with at least some punchlines intact, and you're even doing a long story, you can be like, okay, this either is gonna work or doesn't work. But sometimes I'll just be like, all right, go up there and like tell the story about like your first football injury. It's funny. And I just don't write anything. And then it's just dog shit all because I'm like, I'm being lazy. It's I convince them, like, no, like, big comics are out on stage. You need to learn how to do it. And it's like, nah, dude, you're just being too lazy to, like, even come up with bullet points of where you want the joke to go. And that bothers me more now because I think that's what makes it going to open mics easier, too, is when you're not beating yourself up after a bomb.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't know about you, especially when I first began, like, it was way easier to be like, you know, you'd go out and do open mics on a Monday night, and then that Tuesday you don't go out because you're like, oh, I fucking bombed. Like, I don't want to feel I gotta
scrap all
again.
That shit.
Yeah, like, oh, I need to just stay home. And then it's like, dude, like, whenever I was able to flip the switch, but whenever you just go, like, dude, open mics are fun.
Yeah.
And they are, because it's like, if you bomb, it's kind of funny because it's normally to just unsuspecting people who aren't ready for comedy. You're never going to see these people again. And then once you have friends, a bomb can be funny to friends. Everyone bombs, and it's less embarrassing. I think it's more when you, like, bomb and you get off stage and there's no group to go to, and then you're like, I bet every group is just talking about how terrible of a comic I am.
Brandon and Joe had a rough one tonight.
Fucking suck, dude. And you're like, no, I swear I'm funny.
I had a great weekend out in Houston. You know, they're like, no, you didn't.
Yeah,
we
sure
you did just now. All right.
Do you have, as someone who is in a fraternity, do you have, like, a story of when you maybe got, like, too fucked up, like the most drunk you've ever been? Did you ever have a party? Did you ever have nights like that? What do you think the craziest night you ever had was?
I ended up in the hospital one night. Yeah, it was like right before it was all my fault. I just got too excited. It's when I figured out I was, like, gonna join the fraternity next semester, and I was at, like, a bonfire, and I was just so pumped. I'm like, oh my god, I'm a silly freshman basically. I'm like, oh my god, there's alcohol available to me. There's all these girls.
Everyone fucking hard.
Yeah. I think I drank like half a bottle of Jack Daniels. And
Jesus. Dude, that's rough for like a newer drinker. Yeah.
And you know, other guys who were like still in the fraternity were like probably like, oh man, this guy's going crazy, fucking wild little wizard. I don't, you know what I mean? I'm just having so much fun. Like there was some people from high school that were at this party, so it was like it was new to so much of us.
Yeah, dude, those they're honestly overboard. So I don't think I have any. I hope I don't have any high school listeners, if I'm being honest. That's not the demographic I want to reach out to.
I probably do, unfortunately. I bet there's some people who went to my high school who were like, oh, let's see what Joe's doing with that Brandon guy. He looks pretty funny too.
Dude, nothing was funner though, truly though, when that freshman like sophomore year, when you are done with college or done with high school but into college, so there's that, like, people didn't go to parties because they were worried about their image, and everyone realizes that doesn't matter anymore. And so you get like the people that you never thought, like, you're at a party and you're like, bro, you were our fucking president and you're on cocaine right now. What the fuck is going on? So those parties are super fucking fun. Sorry, what were you saying?
I forgot. All I'm saying is, like, I was just overwhelmed. Like, I went to parties or whatever in high school and stuff, but here it's just like, it was just at a house that was vacant. There was alcohol everywhere. I was like, oh, let's get trashed. And I was basically like already planning to pledge the fraternity next semester. So I became a liability. I got drunk to the point where I left this place, and I'm sure they're like, oh, we probably shouldn't let that dude in the fraternity. He doesn't care about anyone. He just cares about getting fucked up. But what had happened is I don't remember this. This is like what I'm hearing from other friends.
Recounts of other people.
It was like a cold December night. I know that it was before everyone's gonna leave for Christmas, winter break, whatever. And I just got so hammered. Friends of mine had to like take me back to my dorm, and I don't think I was like passed out per se, but I know I was throwing up in like the dorm like public bathroom, and one of the RAs, and again, this is all from someone telling me this. The RAs came by, and I'm just like red and purple because I like took my shirt off, and I'm like, I don't need this fucking shirt off. You know what I mean? I'm like unstoppable in my mind. I'm like, I don't deal with the cold.
I can just just are an animal. You're a primal human.
In my head, I'm like like I did PCP or something. Because this is for sure the most alcohol I've probably consumed in my. I don't think I got my stomach pumped. But what happened is an RA came by, you know, they hear, blah, 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 you know, throwing up, me probably saying crazy shit to my friends, like, fuck y'all, let's keep drinking.
Yeah.
This is our lives now. You see all this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just, like, thinking of what I would
like,
say.
brand the fraternity
Yeah.
logo on my arm right now.
So an ambulance comes to the dorms per, like, regulation. They're like, we legally have to send medical help because of the way you are
Yeah, you're purple
acting.
and you're puking.
Yeah, I'm like way too, like, I probably had some sort of dude.
You look like Barney down on
Yeah,
his luck.
it was horrible. There's a picture of me that still floats around, and it's just like me like this, and it's like my buddy's like, yeah, Joe's messing up tonight. No,
That's so funny. And so then they took you to the hospital.
yeah, they took me to the hospital. I woke up and I still thought I was at the house where I had drank so much at.
Oh shit.
So I'm like, I remember it so clearly, and this was probably the middle of the night. I'm like, holding the doctor or whatever, because I had like an IV in me and all this, and I'm like, did I drink too much? How am I gonna get home? And they're like, you were in the hospital. I'm like, oh shit. And I just went back to bed. I woke up and it was probably like 10 a.m. at this point, and I realized what had happened. I'm like, oh shit,
yeah.
I need to call my parents, because I had a final that day.
Oh,
I had a final,
my God, dude, you're an animal.
Dude, and the doctors are just laughing at me. They're like, why did you do this? I'm like, I don't know. I didn't know this is how alcohol affects your, you know what I mean? Because like I would drink and stuff, but
yeah, like I didn't know.
Never it was so bad. And I'm pretty sure I had to like apologize to people in the fraternity, like, hey, I became a liability, because that's not.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's not cool.
That's lame. It makes them look bad. It was lame.
They like the party animal, but they don't want the guy.
No, I was a liability.
Because you look like you're like, dude, this is like he's not even in the fraternity.
Yeah, no.
This. We're gonna get our fraternity fucking relegated or like
some fucking freshman got too drunk and died in the dorm bathroom. Like that's probably what it was in their head, which I understand. I'm like, fuck.
That's crazy. Dude. Yeah, I've never gotten so fucked up that I've had to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
But I think probably the most fucked up I had to have been was in college, and I pissed my bed. Which because it's like I have to say,
that's a classic.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to play anything above urinating in the place I sleep. Like, there are so many. I think almost any other place in the world I'd rather piss on than my own bed. And dude, it was just I just got so fucked up. I don't even remember like what I drank that night, but I just remember I like woke up and I was like, damn. Why am I so like sweaty? Yeah. And then I was like, dude, did I puke on myself? Yeah. Why is there so much? And then I was like, you pissed the bed, dude. You're fucking 20 years old. Come on. And then it was the worst because I had a memory foam too. So like it like soaked into the memory foam like a sponge. So bro, I literally had like my memory foam, like the part with piss on it, like over my bathtub, and I was like just taking cups of water and like letting it pour through the memory foam for hours, bro. It's so washing my bed.
Damn, that's like commitment. I respect that.
I was so ashamed.
It was just you in the bed?
It was just me, and like and then I remember because like you know, I have roommates and like friends and shit, and parents, and I just told them that the dog came in my room and
easy
pissed
cop
on my
out.
bed.
Good
and
call.
I was like, dude, the dog
Great
pissed
call.
on my
Easy.
bed.
Very believable.
Yeah,
too.
and then I think like near the graduating time, I was like, one time I got so fucked I pissed. And then it was funny, but in the moment I was like, I don't want everyone at practice knowing that I pissed my bed. I got so drunk last night.
Now it's like a good story. Now it's like,
a great story now. But shit like that reaches coaches too, and then all of a sudden like you're the piss guy. Yeah. Cause that was, dude. It was so funny because at Murray State you would get drug tested by the NCAA randomly every couple months, and they would test for like anabolic steroids. That
makes sense.
Okay. And then every couple months you get tested randomly by the school for like weed, cocaine, like hard drugs, because they're like a drug alcohol free campus, so they like test for it, but it's all random. It's like 20 guys, random slips, but the thing is like you can lose your scholarship over it.
Yeah, of course.
So like me, I just wouldn't smoke when I was in football because I was just like, it's not worth it. Like I don't. there's like an off-season period where sure you can, but like when we're in like testing periods, it's not worth it to me. Like they don't test for alcohol. They don't give a fuck. Like I can get drunk on the weekend still and not lose my scholarship. But all the coaches were like my D-line coach, because like I'm always kind of tired. My eyes are low. He'd be like, "You're high. You're so fucking high right now." And I'd be like, "Dude, I swear I'm not." And he's like, "Cali boy, always so high." And then like the coaches, like other coaches start to come up and be like, "Bro, you're faded right now." And I'm like, I'm not. We're at practice right now. Like, you think I could be practicing high right now? This is Division I sports, dude. And so, like, shit, like word goes around the coaches. So I was like, I can't become the piss guy at football. That would be the end of it all. Fuck that. Yeah.
That's no good.
Not the way to go. All right, dude, I want to move into one of the segments we do here. This one's called the Dumbass of the Week, brought to you by Red Foreman.
Dumbasses. Dumbass.
The Dumbass of the Week this week is Jurassic World Domain. I don't know if you saw this, but it's you. Are you familiar with the Jurassic Park movies, like the OG ones? Have you seen them?
Yeah. It's been a long time. I've seen the new ones.
Have you seen the new ones? Yeah,
with
okay.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah, so the first one, whatever. It's like it's fun. It's nostalgic. It's exactly the first one. It's same thing they did with the first new Star Wars. But then the second one was pretty bad, and then this third one coming out. There's a new dinosaur called Giga, which is like gonna be the bad guy in this one. And in an interview yesterday, the director said, quote for quote, Giga is like Jurassic World's Joker. He's gonna be like the Joker. How the fuck can a dinosaur movie have a Joker,
and which Joker?
Yeah, which Joker?
Because that, like, are we talking Joaquin Phoenix? Are we talking the GOAT?
Are we getting Jack Nicholson's Joker? We getting Heath Ledger?
I almost said I almost said the GOAT, Jared Leto. Wrong. The GOAT, Heath Ledger. I want that clear.
Yeah. We need to strike that from the record.
Yeah. Jared Leto. No, sorry.
They're gonna come for you, bro.
Right.
But dude, I read that, and dude, it's,
I don't know.
What does it even mean? What does that mean? Why does everything have to be compared to shit? Like everything's a universe.
Yeah, that's really weird.
It's the Joker of the villain. Is the dinosaur gonna tell riddles and shit? Like, you guys want to see this pencil disappear? You're like, what the fuck is going on with this movie?
All the while, he just has a little T-Rex, the Giga T-Rex arms.
They put makeup on the T-Rex.
Yeah.
Why? So with his little arms, serious.
I bet you're wondering why the subway is filled with balloons.
Oh man! Yeah, someone messaged me and was
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch the movie.
I'm coming in.
I'm talking shit, but like, I like Chris Pratt a lot. I liked the latest one.
We're seeing this on opening day, and I'm going in full Joker makeup to see the movie since the Joker's in.
I'm sure everyone would be like, "What's
Dude,
up with?" He's got the wrong. Like the new Robert Pattinson Batman came out 2 months ago, bro. What are you doing?
What is wrong with
Also,
this guy?
the Joker's not in the new movie. Like, I don't know.
It's crazy. Yeah,
I didn't hear about that. That's funny.
Yeah, someone messaged me too. They were like, "Bro, I can't wait for the new Jurassic World or Fast and the Furious crossover movie."
Yeah, right?
Dinosaurs go into the moon, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy, yeah, because my problem with the most recent one that came out is that at least 50% of the movie takes place inside a manor. And it's a movie about dinosaurs. And dinosaurs, like, have lasers on, like they're like, we're selling this one to the Russians.
Yeah.
Like 20 million. And I'm like, what is going on right now? Like that movie felt like they were like, all right, we need 5 parts of the movie.
Yeah.
Joe, you're gonna write a part. Brandon, you write a part. You write a part. You write a part. And you write a part. But hey, none of you tell each other about what you wrote. And then there was just a fucking movie made. And
that's a good way to put it. Actually,
what is going on?
That's a good way to put it.
Because it was like it starts off and you're like, oh, cool. Like the dinosaurs have escaped and it's chaos. And then you're like, okay, they have them. And then you're like, wait, now they're being sold as like military grade weapons. And then you're like, we're in this house a lot. And then it breaks out and they're like, a lot of the battle takes place on the roof for some reason. And you're like, what? There's woods all around. Make this happen anywhere else. Maybe this one will be cool though, because I think this one's supposed to take place like more like the dinosaurs are out in like the wild and they're trying to kind of like capture them and get rid of them and like stop them from becoming part of it. Here's the thing. I'll talk all the shit on it. I'm also
Yeah.
gonna see it opening.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna not see it.
I'm starting to think I don't remember the last one that well.
It's not.
But I do. I remember seeing the first rendition
And
with
it's not
Chris
bad.
Pratt. And I'm like, oh, this
It's just
pretty good.
It's
This
just
is
if I'm
nice. I
gonna
like
be
this.
like somewhat of a movie purist, it is just like Episode 7 of Star Wars, where it's the same movie.
Yeah.
The same exact.
Yeah.
With nostalgia moments, and it's just it wasn't bad. But then the
Yeah.
second one, it's just like. You know, he goes back and like the Velociraptors remember him, and they try to do so many like cute moments. Like they bring back Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
And
I do remember that. I do remember that.
They have a T-Rex trained to like fight the Indominus Rex, and if you look, it has the same scratches that the Raptor has. So it's like the OG.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that's cool. But the movie itself, you're like, what is the plot of this movie?
Yeah.
Like, how is... I get it's different,
Yeah.
but come on. So, I don't know. Maybe they'll save it.
Bit of a money grab, you think?
Definitely.
It has to be.
Definitely. Well, dude,
I mean, yeah.
Because here's the thing, like, as shitty as all those, as like, maybe as bad as they were, I'm sure they're box office successes. Like,
for
major
sure.
hits.
For
so
sure.
they're going to keep making them.
Yeah. I'm going to keep watching.
Yeah. You want to do some Would You Rathers?
Absolutely,
All right,
yeah.
I got 4 here for you. So we're going to go through.
I feel like I'm good at that.
All right. Would you rather, these are all from Reddit, so after we answer them, we'll...
Nice. I'm excited.
Yeah. They got some good ones on Reddit. And then I like, because we can kind of see what the majority votes, because they're multiple choice.
So it's like 2 shitty scenarios, and then it's like it shows which one...
So, yeah, because I think, this
I'm
is...
game.
So this, the only real consistent thing in 106 episodes on this podcast has been the Would You Rather segment. It was the very first episode.
That's a classic.
And the 106. Because I just was like, I need some sort of grab. And when it started off, I did the podcast solo for the first 3 episodes.
Okay.
So, like, it was a good way for me to rant. And and after doing it for 106 episodes, because sometimes my guests will trip out, I'm going to go through, like, every aspect of what can make it a bad choice. Because that's what makes it
you
fun.
gotta weigh it out.
Because everyone wants to find the silver lining where they're like, oh, but I'll do it this way. If you're looking for loopholes, you can make any Would You Rather bullshit.
Yeah,
But
I'm
if you
looking at
just
it at face value.
accept the shitty factors of each, it makes it such a moral dilemma.
Yeah.
So this first one, would you rather pop all of a stranger's birthday balloons at like a child's birthday, or all of a stranger's wedding reception balloons that like line the aisle when they're at the altar? So...
It's not that bad. I expect like, would you rather
we have
murder a
some more.
bus full of children or
Well, we have some more. This is I do the
Okay,
gentler ones
okay,
first.
This is the shallow end.
Sexual and
Okay, this is
gross,
the shallow
probably.
end.
Yeah.
Say it one more time. Say it one
Would
more
you
time.
rather pop all the balloons at a child's birthday, like a stranger's birthday, or would you rather pop all the balloons at a stranger's wedding, like the balloons that line it? My thought process is both are pretty. You're gonna feel so bad and so uncomfortable.
Try to be a nice
My
guy.
only thought is that okay, so one, I think the adults can process feelings a little bit better than a child.
Yeah.
So it's less like if you were like 5 and some guy ran and started popping your balloons, it would make you cry
that would
and ruin
get
it. But weddings are so much more significant than a birthday.
Yeah.
Like a birthday, I get it's their 5th birthday, but you have like 80 birthdays maybe in your life.
Yeah.
You probably only have one wedding, and it's like some people the best day of their life.
Yeah.
And imagine if you're like
well,
it's harder for us as dudes because we're gonna enjoy our weddings, but we're never gonna care about them as much as our wife would or our significant other. And it's like, well, imagine how mad your significant other would be if they were at the altar and some crazy guy comes running in and is just like pop, 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 and is like popping, and people are scared, and then you have to try and go back to this like cute vows moment, and some psycho just came in and was like, I gotta pop all these fucking balloons. Like, that'd be scary, bro.
Does anyone object to this marriage? I do.
Pop, pop, pop.
Holy matrimony, my ass. No, I would go to this kid's birthday. I'd be like, sorry, little Timmy. We are having a helium shortage.
I like that. All right. 57 out of 78 said pop the balloons.
Yeah. Because honestly, you might be doing this kid a favor. Like, say this kid grows up and wants to be like an entertainer, like we're trying to do. But he's got a bomb ass story.
Yeah.
That's a great story.
Yeah.
It's a good story.
It's also like, yeah, I think it's just the less significance.
Some kids are crazy. Some kids might be like, hell yeah, that was part of the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good
you're
shit,
right,
Dad.
Yeah. Like,
is that the clown you hired? Whoa.
Kids kind of like destruction.
Yeah.
Like, so, like,
for sure.
When they see cartoons, it's just someone getting hurt, and that's like the funniest thing.
Yeah, it's the best.
What makes us laugh the hardest? If I showed you a video right now of a dude getting kicked in the nuts, we'd both laugh so hard at it.
It's hilarious.
Because it's
when it's not you, it's great.
It's so funny, yeah.
Yeah, as long as you don't die and it's not me, I'm like, good stuff. That's awesome.
Those are good qualifications.
Let me get another one of those.
No death and it's not me. It's
and then if like I watch a video and I figured out, because I figure out the guy like died later, I'm like, oh shit, like you can't really take laughs back, but I'll do my best to say I'm sorry.
I get you.
It's horrible.
Yeah. Sorry for laughing.
Yeah.
My bad. Yeah. It's always sad when you look through the comments and you're like, oh.
Yeah. What about popping balloons at a funeral versus a wedding?
First off, why do you have balloons at a funeral?
Yeah, that's true. Just
are they
dark.
gray and white balloons?
Yeah. I bet there's. I don't know.
Oh God, funeral or a wedding. I'm going for the wedding, dude. Yeah, because like, what's what's more significant than like a wedding? The day someone dies,
I would hate to be.
I would hate because like you're in all these scenarios.
Unless it was like a OG comic, whose funeral you're at, and it's like they'd appreciate the bit.
At my funeral,
yeah. Okay, hell yeah.
So here's my thought too: is with with popping these balloons in all scenarios. I'm not worried about the violence. You can kind of just run away, but you're gonna get the uncomfortableness of people being like, "Fuck you!" Like you're a piece of shit. And as you go from kids party to wedding to funeral, it only
it's like
gets
the stages.
Worse of how much people are like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? What is wrong
Who
with
is
you?
this person?
I like to imagine running down the fucking funeral, popping all the balloons, and then hitting the spread that they have on the way out, like getting crackers and
the charcuterie board.
Like, ooh, I'll take some of this. Fuck you guys, pop. And then save one balloon for the exit.
Yeah, hell yeah.
This one is a little more silly. This next one made me laugh. It's a little silly. Would you rather have 100+ crow army for life, or would you rather marry your celebrity crush and not get a divorce?
Those are two very different things.
Did you know that like crows get you gifts and shit? Like that's why I thought this question was hilarious.
Whoa.
Yeah, you can like train crows. Like crows are really smart. So they would use them as like the like OG carrier pigeons and messengers and shit. Yeah. And if you can like train crows where they will do shit for you and you give them rocks and pebbles and they're like, this is dope, and then they'll get you like
the sticks
and bigger rocks and leave them for you as like gifts to thank you for being friends with them. So you get 100 friends right off the bat, or marry the celebrity crush of your life. The Reddit description says, your wish is granted. Hate someone that did you wrong? Your crows will make their life hell and shit on them or throw pebbles at them or even peck the person to death. Possibilities are endless. You'll have to feed them is the downside, and no one will ever know you're in charge of them. Option 2, your significant other is your celebrity crush. You'll be married to them for life. That's about it. As much as I want
feel
the
like
crows...
Are you going to say you're celebrity?
I don't know.
I think I'm crows all the way.
I think I'm crows.
And I don't even have like a lot. I'm not one of those guys who like celebrity crush, bam, right here.
I think, because that was the thing too, is for a second I thought you were like, who's your celebrity crush? And I was like, I don't really know. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, sure, I could start naming like handfuls of hot celebrities, but I think there's almost like a part of you where you kind of stop having celebrity crushes when you get to a certain age, or at least I did, because I'm just like, oh yeah, like, these
another person that looks really good.
They're just another person who's attractive, and like half of the attraction is that they're famous.
Yeah.
And this person doesn't know I exist. And have you ever seen someone? Do you ever have maybe someone at your high school or college that was like obsessed with a celebrity?
Sure.
Bro, yeah, we had this girl. I won't say her name. But anyone who I went to high school with knows who we're talking about. Yeah. She was obsessed with Shawn Mendes.
Yeah,
and
that's fair.
Would go. I mean, well, here's the thing when I say obsessed. It's okay if you want to have a Shawn Mendes backpack. You want to make him a screensaver. Got him in your locker. Mm-hmm. She would go to like every concert that was in our area. Would go to every meet and greet. Like it was to the point where she was like, Shawn Mendes knows me.
She's gonna listen to this just because she knows Shawn Mendes. She's like, I get him. I get this guy.
She literally, like, it was crazy because he knew her, but it was more like because she showed up to so many things. And we were in high school, so like she's a younger girl. You're like, it's like kind of sweet in a sense.
Yeah.
So she would be like, oh my God, like this is a picture, and he would like, like it and be like, thank you for like coming to the meet and greet. Like, she was like, he knows
Super
me.
fan.
Like, we're gonna be, would post like that selfie every couple weeks. I can't believe I met him. I'm like, that's so weird.
That is, yeah.
Because like, not only is it weird to have an obsession with someone that's like never gonna like be with you like that, you also just kind of turn off every guy around you because they're like, oh, you're the obsessed with the celebrity girl. Like, you're a weirdo. What the hell is going on here?
Damn. I hope this girl grew out of that.
Yeah. Or she's listening right now, clutching her Shawn Mendes.
She's like, she has like a timeline. She's like, 2 more years. Just 2 more years.
Then
man,
he'll see. They'll all see. And she then just.
Also, what do you think Shawn Mendes feels if like he's replying to this girl and like he's got he's got to be conflicted. He's like, well, this girl's underage, but also I want to be a good, you know what I mean? Like, they want to be respectful of their fans.
PR, I appreciate my fans, but it's weird.
But also, he's got to go home at night and be like, man, I really make some young girls feel really weird about my existence. I don't know.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, I had that clip. It's at like 2.6 million views on Instagram, which is crazy.
On the reels.
Yeah, on the reels. Yeah. And so. I've gotten over 400 followers in the last like 2 or 3 weeks, which is super cool. It's awesome because there's actually like a new group of people checking out this podcast. A little bit of like a base.
That's what it's all about.
It's awesome, but I have had like a few people that now start to like respond to all my stories and message me about everything, and I already kind of have that dilemma where I'm like, yo, like I actually am so like appreciative that they're taking interest in my stories and stuff. Yeah. But sometimes I'm like, oh, I just don't respond because at some point it's like, oh, like I can't just talk to you all day like we're dating. Like this is like you want, like if it's like, oh, I post this and you want to be like, that's crazy, I thought this, but when it's like every story you start to be like, oh, like this, I can't imagine how like because it's just if someone's being like, oh, he's funny, he's cool. I couldn't imagine if it was that same like love, but it was just because I was like hot.
Yeah.
Or I was like attractive.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine that either.
That would be creepy, dude. Like,
right? Like just
the way you said that was so sad.
Just underage girls hitting you up because of the way your face looks. Yeah, that's a lot of pressure, especially in today's time. Yeah. No way.
No, fuck.
I'd much rather be like, hey, you were funny. Yeah. I don't know.
So like
I've replied to anyone who said something nice.
No, of course.
But I do understand, like if it was like, say I was getting 20 of those a day. Yeah. You know, you'd just be wasting your time, and then the people who respect you for what you do, you have less time to do that. Yeah. And so it's like a catch-22, you know? I want to be able to like be respectful of anyone who's like, dude, this was funny, this was great. Oh, I saw you, you know what I mean? But it's like there's a drop off where you can't do it anymore.
100%. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not even acting like it's even that big a level. It's just like one incident where I'm like, well, I don't even mind. I still respond to the person. I'm appreciative. Like, it's nothing like that.
Of course.
But I get how I'm like, oh, if this was on, because dude, I'm not gonna act like I haven't had those moments where I've messaged a celebrity about something, responded to something where I'm like, dude, they're gonna respond to me because I have like a really good thought on this.
Yeah, you're like, this take is hot.
Yeah, this take is hot. Or
Tom Segura is gonna love this.
Dude, oh god, bro. I've gotten drunk a few times and sent like Bert Kreischer or like big comedians. I've just been like, hey man, like, you're an awesome comic. You're so funny, and you're the reason like I got into stand up. You dropped me. Like, thank you for that. Because I'm like, they would love to hear that, and like. And and I'm drunk and I'm like, I just want to tell them. But there's also that selfish part of me where I'm like, they're gonna read this and we're gonna become best friends. Yeah. And by Tuesday, I'll be opening for them. On the world tour.
We're gonna be dropping my Austin. Oh, I need an opener. Yeah, who better than
that nice man?
I've done. Yeah.
It's like a place of love, and you're just drunk and like that kind of shit. But I've definitely done that a few times where it'll be funny. When we're big and I'm like, oh hey man, like if you look at our DMs, I probably sent you some like sad messages like
that'd be so funny. Like you're actually hanging out with Bert Kreischer and he's like, oh man, you got a little sentimental 6 years ago. You're like,
Had a few too many things, dude.
Whoopsies.
It's too like
Let's do this show together. Whoops.
Yeah.
That's the dream.
Yeah.
That's the dream. I'm gonna start after when I go home. I'm just gonna start messaging Segura,
dude.
Rogan.
Manifest. Yeah.
I'm gonna get canceled.
Well,
No, that.
Well, dude, it's
Super fan.
that same thing. I'll write into podcasts because I'm a big podcast fan. So the ones I
That's
listen
cool.
to, they'll be like, write in, and I'll write in. And I've gotten on like a podcast or two writing in, but there's also, a bunch of times where I haven't written in. But then as we're becoming comics, you start to be like, well, one day I'll be on this podcast. And I'm like, wouldn't that be fun if I'm eventually on your mom's house and I can be like, hey, like, look at all emails from this email, and you'll see that I wrote in like 5 or 6 times.
That's
this
cool.
would be fun to see what the fuck I was talking about back then.
Yeah.
And shit like that, where you're like, oh, like, it would be so cool to be on. Because if you're a religious listener to a podcast, whenever they have on someone who's kind of a fan of the podcast, you're like, oh, this is cool because they know the same inside shit.
Yeah.
I know. When you listen to a podcast, you're almost like, that person's like my friend, kind of.
Yeah.
Like because you get such an inside look into their life about what they're doing and all that.
For sure.
All right.
The Crows for sure.
The Crows for sure.
The Crows for sure.
Oh, I forgot to vote. Yeah, I want the Crows. I don't know how we got into talking about
Me too. And then I'm like, oh yeah, celebrity crushes. The Crows.
Okay, well, this one had 6,000 votes, and 3.9K said Crow Army, and 2.1K said Celebrity Crush.
All right, so we're working with the majority so far, right? Okay, good.
All right, this one is
reasonable people. That's good.
Sexual related.
Cool. Yeah.
Would you rather be? This is a good one. Would you rather be able to whoa. All right. We're gonna take that from the top.
Yeah.
Would you rather only be able to orgasm after a dedicated, uninterrupted 3-hour session, no matter how intense and stimulating it was, or not be able to last longer than 3 minutes, no matter how many breaks or like what speed you do it at? So basically, would you rather take 3 hours to come every single time, or no matter what, you come in 3 minutes?
So here's the thing. I've kind of been doing the second one my whole life.
What does that even mean?
Nutting before 3 minutes? Isn't that
Am
I reading this wrong?
No,
Is it either you last for 3 hours and that's the only way you can nut, or no matter what, you're not going to nut. It's going to take no shorter than 3 minutes.
Yeah, okay, you're right. I misunderstood you, and I thought you were like, my whole life it's been taking me 3 hours to come, and I was like, all right, super dick, what's going on over here?
I'm like just covering all the bit, like, what? How many followers do you have? A female?
Yeah, what's the average female to male listener?
I mean, you have sex for like 4 hours, right, bro?
Yeah, bro.
3 hours is a lot of time to do anything.
I'd pick 3 hours because it'd be fucking half the time that I normally have.
That's
sex,
a quick
actually.
sesh. That's a quick sesh, dog.
Yeah.
3 hours? That's actually a tough one. Like, if you really, if you try to take it seriously, which it's hard for me to take that one seriously.
No, it is. But if you really think,
I like that one a lot.
This is a good. No, this one's a real thought one.
I bet it's pretty split on the votes.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, we'll figure out. I'll figure out after I say.
Here's a thought about it. It almost becomes selfish versus selfless.
That's true.
Because if you have to fuck 3 hours uninterrupted, so you could change positions. I'm sure. I'm sure this includes oral sex. You can switch
that's
like
good.
that.
That's
but
good.
You would have to come. You would need to either find multiple women willing to fuck you in a row, or find a girl who can take fucking for 3
Your cardio would
hours.
be through the roof.
Oh my god,
you'd be wanting to run an Ironman after a couple sessions. You'd be like, God,
that'd be wild. But then here's the thing: every girl you fuck would come and probably have the best sexual life, because you probably tell women, I can't come.
Yeah.
And then they would be like, oh, I can make you come. And
Yeah.
They would try their hardest, not come, but like you wouldn't come, they would come a bunch, and you'd probably be the greatest lover known to man, but you'd never be fulfilled. Coming is the best part of sex.
Yeah, that's the whole point. Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go to a grocery store, fill my cart, and then leave with
right? Like,
psycho.
This is what I want, but
Goodbye.
I'll leave it.
I'll come back for this later.
I'll let the girls have this. These good-looking ladies can have all these groceries, bread, meats, all of it.
I'm starting to think you guys are talking about groceries.
or the fellas.
Yeah.
Or the fellas who are... No, okay, I'm not even going to...
Might be your best. You might be able to do this better if you find a dude.
Yeah.
Because then you can.
Yeah, like if you can change sexualities.
Yeah, well, because if you're also like if you're.
It's kind of a loophole.
Sex.
Though,
It doesn't say what kind of sex.
That's
it says
true.
Sex.
Oral
so
sex.
hear me out. You butt fuck for an hour. He butt fucks for an
Yeah.
hour. Then you share the last 30 minutes between your mouth holes.
Yeah.
And then boom, you're at the 3 hours.
Yeah,
Still
sure.
a lot of work. Cause think about it. That would be like you're like, hey babe. You free tonight from 8 to 11 so I could come?
Yeah.
And then maybe you want to go see a movie after?
Yeah.
Like, it kind of takes up a long...
That's a lot of time. Oh, yeah. Does that count for jerk? Like, you can only...
Yeah, it says... Because imagine this. You're like, all right, well, I can either come or watch King Kong in its entirety right now. So
Lord
I
of the
guess we'll beat
Rings.
off
Yeah.
You just
Holy
have
shit.
the King Kong movie running in the background while you're beating off. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, fuck yeah, dude. King Kong's in New York. I'm so goddamn close.
Yeah.
Your whole life, your whole sex life just predicated off
That's how you like. You're like, all right, I'm about where King Kong finds.
Dude, oh, fuck, he's climbing the building.
Yeah, that's almost there.
You're like, it wasn't Beauty that killed the beast. It was man. Oh.
Oh, I hope everyone who reads this on Reddit is also thinking in this mindset.
Ouch.
Damn.
That was fun. That made me sweat. I laughed.
That's a good one. I want to
But
know
also
the
the
person who is coming up with the, like, I would like to, like, if we could have a picture of the face of everyone who's coming up with these would you rathers. Like, I bet they look pretty crazy. Like that.
It sucks. You know what I actually should do is I should just drop in the would you rather one day. Be like, here's a would you rather that we did on my podcast. Like, because sometimes I do just ones that come to my head, or some people will send me some.
Yeah.
And then be like, what do you guys think of
Possibilities
this?
are endless.
Also, I use your guys' would you rathers all the time. Like, you guys should check it out. Because it would be fun. Like, it would be sick if you could almost just be like I could be like, all right, I'm going to choose these 3 people.
Yeah.
And I could just be like, hey, man, could you send me like a 30-second video of what you would choose? And I could be like, hey, all right, Joe, let's hear from Mob of Ducks. What they
Is that Alden Schaub? The mallards.
Yeah,
He's like, oh, fuck, they got me.
gotta get another burner Reddit account. Alden's for sure a Reddit guy.
Yeah,
100%.
for sure. Oh, all love to Alden. He's one of the first people I met.
Now here's another thought. 'Cause we haven't even got on to the whole 3-minute fucking
Yeah.
spin zone with that. You gotta become a fuck ninja, dude.
Yeah.
Because hear me out. There's some people that are like, I could make a girl come in 3 minutes.
That's
and
true.
Maybe you just
I'm sure
need
it's
to
possible.
learn to do that.
Yeah.
I think the problem becomes it's almost like as if you're a comic doing 3-minute sets all the time, how are you supposed to become a headlining comic?
That's true.
If you're fucking with only 3
Your
minutes,
best laugh comes after 3 minutes.
Yes, and you're always busting these 3-minute nuts. So at first you're not. I've kind of lost the boundary of the sex and the comic.
Yeah. It's all the
we're
same.
just straight to fucking right now.
it's all
if you're
the
coming
same.
in 3 minutes, the first several times you're not the master, so you're probably
Yeah.
underperforming, which means these women aren't having you back. Like when you go to a shitty mic and you bomb, no one's booking you, but it's like it's a shitty mic. You're like, give me a chance to perform. So you gotta become great in darkness.
Yes.
You gotta thrive in the dark. You gotta be born in the darkness, Joe.
That's
and
the
then
new you.
You'll become the greatest. Think about it. Maybe you could all of a sudden we meet like the greatest 3-minute fucker, and he's like 3 minutes. My women come 3 times in my 3 minutes. Like maybe you just become the greatest.
That's
ever
true. That's a
at
really
sex.
optimistic way to look at it.
Or maybe you're just terrible and everyone hates you.
I feel like that's the more plausible of the two.
The 3 minutes.
3 minutes, like that's a snap of the fingers.
All right, here's why I'm going with the 3 minutes, because I think if you look at it, if you get a significant other, it's something you can eventually work with.
Yeah.
And I think if you're someone who's not like, I'm gonna just be single my whole life and I'm a fuck machine, like if you're a little soft boy like me and I think you strike me as someone who has a little bit of feelings in their heart and soul.
For sure.
Where you enjoy a good relationship every once in a while.
Yeah.
You can find somewhere you can make it work. You can learn to get them off.
Thing
in 3
about
minutes.
me.
Yeah. You never heard of Would You Rathers? I made a poor choice. But hear me out,
genie gave me these 2 options.
Yeah, because once you either learn how to make girls come in those 3 minutes, or you find a significant other That's so much better than having to fuck for 3 hours every
But
time
also,
you want to come.
this is just until like it takes you 3 minutes. Like, can you go after? Like, say I nut and I'm like, all right, well,
It
let's
says you
focus
are
on
not
now.
able to last longer than 3 minutes. No
So I
matter
guess
how
your
many
dick
breaks.
doesn't work after 3 minutes.
And I'm
After
just
3
gonna
minutes,
say
you're
sex is over
fucking noodle. You're a
because
noodle.
the loophole is obviously to go
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh well, I can make a girl come with my hands or my mouth.
Yeah.
But we're like excluding that. We're talking about.
Dude, I'm a big time efficiency guy. I think I'm sticking
only
with.
so
I'm doing
many
the
hours
3
in the
minutes.
day.
3
Yeah.
Imagine
I like
you
my
do a
life now.
show. You do a show. Yeah. So yeah, what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
You do a show. You get home at like 1 a.m. You have a girl. She's like wanting to get frisky. You're like, cool.
guess
We're
I'm
staying
up
up
till
till
4.
4. Yeah. I feel like even that would harm
She's
her
like, you
to a
want to
level.
turn a movie on first? You're like, no. I wanna,
no
yeah,
time.
No, we don't have time.
Absolutely
for this, bitch.
not. No movie.
It's like, well, I'm the best. And you're like, I picked
Yeah.
poorly on a would you
Yeah.
rather. It doesn't matter how good. It's
Yeah, I
actually
made a
worse if
really
you're better.
silly decision.
I would rather you be worse.
Yeah, I'm doing the 3 minute. I'm an asshole. I'm doing the
No,
selfish
dude, we're just
choice.
gonna become fuck
Selfish.
monks,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, that's
we're
what I'll
gonna
do.
like harness the powers. We'll
Yeah,
meditate
yeah.
and shit. We'll start an academy
Yeah,
for
yeah.
incels.
Yes, and then the girls will they'll be like, oh shit, like he makes me come so quick. Like I wouldn't want any more than 3
Yeah,
minutes. That'd
yeah.
be what's the point?
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
done.
exactly.
We're both.
The best
Perfect.
songs are 3 minutes, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
No one likes a 5-minute song.
Yeah, that's
They're
just
too
like
long.
yeah, that's true.
Are
3
we
minutes.
just trying to convince ourselves?
Yeah, I think that
we
it's
like
okay
our-
to
yeah.
nut quick. That's all this is like, yeah, it happens.
Well,
man.
this was a good therapy session.
Yeah. yeah. Like, all right, I'm good.
Out of 455 people, 255 said 200 said 3 minutes. So again, we're in the majority, but
Hell yeah.
this
It's
one
all
was a lot
fellas
more
voting
closer.
on this for
Yeah,
sure.
100%. Okay, ready? Final would you rather, and then we're gonna wrap the podcast up here.
Okay.
Would you rather pee your pants every time you're with someone you think is attractive, or throw up every time you think someone is unattractive?
Both can get you in some sticky situations.
Throwing up sucks.
Yeah.
You can wear, and
I've been
I
throwing up a
don't
lot of
consider
times.
this much of a loophole. If I'm peeing my pants, so every time I see someone attractive, gotta rock some diapers.
Yeah.
Gotta rock some diapers.
Yeah, it doesn't say you can't rock a diaper.
Here's the problem, though, dude. If I walk down 6th Street, I'm gonna piss my pants more than once.
Yeah.
Right?
You
Like-
probably also won't be the only one with a diaper on if you're
Yeah.
depending on what time you're at 6th Street.
You'll be
We do-
actually the 9th person.
Yeah,
to piss your
you'll be like,
pants
oh
that
yeah,
night.
just
You're like,
fucking-
oh, look, another guy
you probably
pissed
won't
his
even be the only Brandon with a diaper on. Like if we're being
For real.
if we're being completely honest, I mean,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah, I don't know. What if what?
Also,
you're
it's like I take pride in like being a nice person,
yeah.
and if I came up to someone who's like just not good looking, and it's like it'd be subconscious, obviously. It's like, "Whoa," and I'm
Like,
like, oh,
what's wrong?
shit.
You're like, you throw up every time you look at me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
Don't know what's wrong with me.
And it also is it like projectile vomit?
would be
Is
really-
it just like a little like baby like Tori?
Let's say it's not
it's funnier.
projectile, but it's a little bit like
Noticeable.
noticeable. It's not a baby vomit, but it's not like violently. There's not distance
The
on it.
piss though. Oh.
Here, yeah, how it would be.
piss
It would
is
bum me
bad.
out to find out that I was gay by pissing my pants. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like some hot dude walks in and you're like, oh shit, I pissed my pants.
Yeah, but I feel like you can
shit, I'm
acknowledge
gay. Yeah.
a dude being good looking without being gay.
No,
Or
100%.
yeah.
100%.
But it's like, I guess if you do piss your pants in the Reddit thing, it means you're attractive. So yeah, like, sorry, dude, you're gay.
There's
Shit.
nothing wrong. Yeah.
Not- yeah.
Fuck.
Fuck, dude. That's the toughest one. This
Yeah.
actually,
Because this one is both like, and whenever think of the last time you saw someone piss their pants in public, which is like
Yeah.
hard to remember, or the last time you saw someone puke in public, which is easier to remember, just the way everyone is like, ew.
yeah, it's
Like
gross
you're
no matter
the ew
what.
person, but it's either, oh yeah, it just is like.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I think you have to go throwing up when you see someone unattractive, because maybe you can teach yourself to be less shallow.
Yes.
Two, if you're single, these questions are always a little bit different for me. I'm in a 5-year relationship,
Yeah.
obviously. But if you're single, dude, you can't be pissing your pants every time you're trying to get laid. You
Yeah.
can't. You can't do that.
Mm-mm.
You'll never get
Yeah.
never get laid again. You will become an incel. by
Yeah, yeah,
choosing that
for
one.
sure. And so.
The throwing up thing makes you an asshole. I'm also
Yeah.
thinking, what if you're just having a rough morning, you look in the mirror and you're just like, you're disgusting,
Oh,
I
dude.
hate you.
Right? Even if I had like a couple beers the night before, I was looking at myself in the mirror. I'm like, you're better than this. Yeah.
You're a pig. That was a sad moment with puking when you see yourself in the mirror.
Yeah, I think I would go with I would just try to surround myself with attractive people. I don't know how I would do it, and it would be very hard to do.
Yeah, that's
especially
such a shitty statement to say.
And it, fuck.
All right, yeah, I'm with you. Let's go. Let's see. I have 129 votes.
That's not that many.
96 are going with puke, so only 34 are going to the pee
Okay.
yourself. I think we're right, dude.
You're
an asshole with the puking, but again, if you're ever gonna try and be with someone, you can't. Because I mean, actually, I was acting like, I have a girlfriend. Dude, I think my girlfriend's attractive. Does that mean every time she walks in the room, I'm just gonna fucking piss my pants? You know how annoying that would be?
Yeah.
See, I get home and
for
she's
you,
trying
it's
to be
the
sexy
puke.
for me. I just piss my pants.
Yeah.
That would be awful.
Yeah.
But even, dude, forgive you have a girlfriend. Bro, open your Instagram right now and you're going to piss your pants. Because there's going to be a hot person on there. You would have to just surround... What? Is it much better to say I'm going to surround myself with ugly people?
Yeah.
I'm only going to fuck ugly people? You're shallow and it's shitty each way.
Yeah, there's no winning situation, I don't think.
I'm with you.
It's whichever one's the less shitty.
Yeah.
The less pissy.
Dude, this was a fun fucking episode.
Yeah, this was good.
Great time.
How long have we been doing this?
A little over an hour now.
Really?
So, yeah, we're like an hour and 5-ish minutes,
Hell yeah.
I believe.
That was a good time.
So real quick, I want to give you a minute, give you the floor, plug all your stuff, any upcoming shows. This will be out on April 13th.
April 13th. What date is it today?
The 10th, Sunday.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I do a once a month showcase now at Monk's Jazz Club with Matty Stu.
Well, yeah, Matty Stu's Stu. I played some pickup football with him the other day.
Oh, no shit.
Were fucking
Football,
Tom
not
Brady
basketball?
Yeah, we came.
What?
I don't know if you saw next time. You're in the basketball group chat, right?
No, I've gone once with my roommate Sam, who actually does play basketball. So for him, it was like, oh, this is great. But for me, I'm like, oh man, I'm like checking my cardio. I'm like, man, I run every day. You guys are pretty good.
Yeah,
it's
I'll
fun,
send you
though.
a message next time. It was like 96. So it was like basketball, and I was like, dude, come to my pool. Like, let's fucking have a pool day. And then I brought a football, and then we ended up playing a straight up like 5-on-5 pickup game, and he was my fucking
he was
Randy
tearing it
Moss,
up,
bro. I was dropping dimes to him. We were unstoppable. It was great.
Yeah,
but sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
What was I doing? Yeah, it's a once a month show. The next one's April 22nd. It's a unique thing. We're doing 2 times, same lineup for both times, so 8 p.m. and 10:30 p.m. All the info can be found on my Instagram at Joe C. McNamara, or we created Class Action Comedy just to like put the shows under the name.
No, it's good to have some.
Yeah, we're hoping to build it up, and maybe it even come because the first show went so
awesome,
to where we were like kind of looking at each other doing. We're like, we did this.
Yeah,
we did.
That's fucking awesome.
The dude, Colin Shook, he owns Monk's Jazz Club, just took a chance. Saw some of my Instagram stuff, I'm assuming, and took a chance. It's dope. Hoping to build it up to where we can be doing it more often. Maybe.
We need good rooms.
Exactly.
The scene is having rooms like that where the big
speakeasy
guys,
so sick.
Can get in there. Like people who are about a headline can work on material, and then younger people can build their road shit. That's great. Yeah. That's awesome, so cool. Man.
Yeah. April 22nd.
Anything else you want to plug?
Oh man, I just keep doing stuff like this. Keep doing spots. I post anytime I'm elsewhere, Dallas, Houston, wherever I am. Sometimes I go to the Northwest because that's where my mom lives. Yeah. I post stuff I'm doing. Joe C. McNamara on Instagram.
Fuck yeah, guys. Give him a follow. If you're lazy, like I said, link's always in the bio of the episode. Yeah. You can follow it there. Other than that, guys, if you're listening and you're here in Austin, next week on Friday, I'll be down in San Antonio. I'm doing Space Invaders at the Blind Tiger. Always a great club. Yeah, doing the 10 and the midnight. So I'll be down there. Room. Love it down there, dude. And then if just because of the date that the episode will come out on next week, on the 20th of April, 420, I'll be doing a 420 show at like an art yard here in Austin. So if you're in Austin, message me and I'll get you the location. It's 420 friendly. And then on the 21st, I'm doing a show in Cedar Park. Other than that, got my new show in the Domain area on the 7th of May. And I know I talked about the food show coming out soon. We had some issues with the camera guy, so the episode filming got pushed back 2 weeks. So now we're looking more at like truly the end of April, if anyone was waiting for episode 2. But guys, thank you for listening. If this is your first time or your 106th time listening, I appreciate you. And more importantly, thank you for letting us be your last resort. See ya.
This has been a Your Last Resort production.